Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lynk's League, where I'm in a league of my own. And in this gameplay, we're playing the much underrated support. Her name is Nami, and there is a lot of things that she does that are done better by other supports. And I feel that she, in her current state, should not be played and is not a viable support. Now you're actually going to see me have a very late actually leaving the spawn pool. I do DC here because of my dial-up internet. Yes, at my normal house that I live at, we have dial-up still. I know, 2013, still have dial-up. So, yeah, Nami's really quite underrated. I'll get to that as the gameplay ensues. This isn't going to be a choppy gameplay because it really doesn't exceed 35 minutes. And I feel like 35 minutes is a good amount of video to actually be consumed by the viewer. I've done some testing with my other videos, you just didn't know it. By that I mean, I won't explain it because then you'll have a bias toward the next time I do it. So what are we going to see besides the camera focusing on Annie? Now over to Vladimir. We're going to see a Vladimir top versus a Garen top. Garen rocking that legendary or legacy skin. So about this matchup, we're going to see a very interesting play from the Garen. The Garen's really going to be aggressive and force the Vladimir back. Now, I'm not sure what this tactic was. I do know for a fact that Vladimir has, I think he had like 1,000 games under his belt. Not quite sure. But this Vladimir does play differently than other Vladimirs. From what I've seen when I was watching him, I mean, I've seen him doing things that other Vladimirs normally wouldn't, and I think that he had a little bit of common sense where other Vladimirs fail. Now, scrolling out a little bit to go to Garen. This Garen, I'm not sure about him. He was very interesting. He really never played like a real Garen. He just kind of sat there and poked, and he decided to farm over actually killing the Vladimir. I mean, right here he's going to be very aggressive, but Vlad's just going to stand there and face tank. Just so he can go out with almost even. I mean, yes, he does have a Doran's, and that mitigated most damage, but as you see, the Vladimir has some common sense how Garen works. Now, we're going to go with bot in a second, but we're going to see Annie mid against Elise. Elise is a burst champion, so is Annie. If she can land her stuns and damage, Annie's going to be in a lot of trouble. Annie doesn't have a lot of damage to at least level 6. Elise can do quite a bit of damage at level 3. So Annie's early game is going to be quite stifled by the fact that Elise is going to be able to burst her out a lot quicker. Real quickly, we're going to head up to jungles. Trundle jungle, never seen it, don't want to learn. Shyvana jungle, fast, good ganks. Well, good ganks at 6. But yeah, in the new jungle, she's actually really viable. So let's go down here and let's focus on me. In one of the most dickish lanes I've ever had to fight. Normally I fight... Really? You just did that. Really? Normally I have to fight these lanes as the carry, and they're annoying as heck. So essentially you have slows for days, and you have, well, just slows for days. You also have some pretty good burst damage in between, well, poking damage in between the snowball and the volley. As you're going to see here, Nami has a very interesting skill set. Now, I'm not calling her bad, but she's bad. I mean, I do play very aggressively trying to get that Nunu to back off to give us some lane to work with, but he really doesn't. But what I'm trying to really say is that she's not viable. All of her spells take too long to travel. I can see her heal taking long to travel because it has such a wide recast range. But first, we're going to come up top. Sorry, I gotta cut away from the bottom action. We're going to see Shyvana using her burnout to get some pretty good room on Garen, and leaving without taking quite a bit of damage from his Q. She'll burn out again, attempt to go after him, and hit a minion instead, because why not? Although Trundle is going to go in on Annie using his don't know the name, but yeah. So Annie actually right here doing something pretty right. She actually stunned under turret for the kill. There's Vlad pulling in for the kill on on Garen. Like I said, this Garen's really not that good, so there's a few things that he does that aren't really good. Down here during this fight, Annie did what she should have did. She flashed over the Pillar of Filth, did quite a bit of damage, and stunned under turret. Also, I'm making this disappear after I find Trundle again. There we go. Yeah, it's called, what? Contaminate. Contaminate pretty much gives him a speed and attack speed buff, along with, like, Merc Treads in that general area. It's really wide AoE. And then here's his main form of damage, yada yada. We don't care about Trundle, he's a troll. So Nami. Ha, Tsunami. So Nami. So, essentially her skill set is great. It is one of the best I've ever seen. If her skills were actually good, we would see a very viable support, and we'd see no issues whatsoever with her actual kit. You're wondering what happened there, Annie got nuked by the Elise combo, and then a Trundle came in. And she didn't have her flash. But, so let's look at Nami's Q. Right there, you just see Nami's Q. I mean, right there I managed to actually land it, and it was very viable for those few seconds. But it took way too long to actually travel. Now, I feel if it had Ziggs's ulti travel time, where it was varied depending on how far or close you were, and not the standardized, I think it's a 1.5 seconds in the air. I think that's about it. If it's not that standardized time, it'd probably be way more viable, because I'm trying to act like it's Ziggs's ulti when I throw it, so I can hopefully gain a hit and actually CC them. But it really doesn't. Now, I already covered her W, her heal. That can be a slow-moving ability. Now, her E, on the other hand, is just a buff. I find this to be not as viable as it should be. It only works on certain champions, and it's great for chasing. So essentially, champions that cannot make room. There we are, actually throwing her up so I can heal myself. But, yeah, it's only good on champions that can chase. I mean, if you put that on Ashe, the slows do stack. Also very, very lucky. Oh, wait, no, they had that warded. Okay. Huh, I actually didn't think they did. I never seen Nunu over there. Although we do not see Trundle at the moment, or do we? Pretty sure I warded that. No, we didn't. So we're actually going to see a quick gank by the Trundle. Pillar of Filth, flashing over that. Wasting a flash. Could have walked. Didn't want to. And yeah. Okay, so yeah, then again, there's Nami using the W, and that's really what's best about Nami. Is her W can either do damage to 2 targets or heal 2 targets. That in itself is amazing, and it's really what makes her viable. Like right here, I just managed to hit them twice because I stayed in range. It didn't count hitting Nunu, but it did something. So right here, I'm actually just attempting to get this to work. There's a Shyvana ulti going in straight in, melting the Ashe, missing the Q because apparently it doesn't matter how far they are, or it doesn't matter how far you throw it, it's going to take the same time. I can see the standardization as making her kit feel easier and less clunky, but I don't think it's actually really a thing. It just doesn't feel right. As we're going to see Trundle coming in with the Pillar of Filth, doing quite a bit of damage to the Annie. There's the execute from the Elise and the melt, but we're going to see the Shyvana come in, pick up an easy double kill off of that, as Vladimir is going to start picking at the Garen and getting him out of lane. Now, as I'm not yet 6, actually I think I just dinged to 6, I will not cover the ulti yet, but this Vladimir does not play like other Vladimirs. He is always at his tower. He plays very defensively, and when he uses his Tides of Blood, he doesn't use it to push lanes. He actually just uses Transfusion a lot. He doesn't use the stacks because apparently he doesn't think they're viable. And he actually, by doing this... Okay. Oh, camera. There we go. By doing this, he actually manages to out-sustain Garen, out-damage Garen, and essentially win his lane that way. But Garen, I think, does get a little bit smart and start building against the lane. No, he just got boots. Well, Vlad got penetration just in case his... Is that 68? Holy crap, it is. 68. He must be stacking all the defense runes. Anyway, Trundle's going to be on his way up to go in for a gank. And we will actually see Vladimir none the wiser and going to be doing what he does. But the Shyvana's going to come in and ruin the gank. Now we're going to see the Vladimir going in and doing quite a bit of damage. Now getting hit by the Pillar of Filth. Now turning the tides with his Hemophage. Now we're going to see the Shyvana going in after the Trundle and landing her breath with the Annie Q coming in and landing the kill. Now we're going bottom to actually see more Nami nonsense. Right here, her ultimate in close quarters is great, but it has no chasing potential. She also wastes her flash right there. It has no chasing potential whatsoever. I think in this exact same game we can see how it doesn't chase targets well, and you have to actually be using it either defensively or in the right scenarios. Like, it doesn't have the speed it needs. I really want to just spoil what I think is in this gameplay. It might not be. I think I was supporting a Graves. But right here, I was standing right about where this turret was, and he was walking right here. I activate my ulti and go right straight through here, and it misses him as he's walking through this. He outwalked it at only 400 move speed. That's ridiculous. That is the slowest moving skill shot I think there is in this game. I could be wrong, but it is so slow you can outrun it with 400 move speed. I could see if he had Mobies and maybe a Phantom Dancer, but that's ridiculous. Okay, so what have we been seeing new in my actual playstyle? I have essentially become whatever. I use too many wards now. I now pink the bushes that are a necessity. I kind of got that one mixed up. I was kind of angry. I forgot which button I had them keyed to. I wanted to make sure our tri-bush was clear so we could at least get a decent in-gank time. There's me getting a little bit aggressive, and the Ezreal ult going Wonder Shot, and we're going to see the disengage from the Ashe with her volley, and landing her no-attack crit on me. But where are we going to see Annie's corpse? We're going to see it right here, as we're going to back up and watch what happens. Nothing really special. She's going to be in the middle of the lane, kind of dumb, with their jungler right there, and we're going to see him get the speed buff, take a bite of Annie's face, and walk away. So, Wonder Shot Ezreal. That's a thing, right? I mean, how do you miss the ult that moves like 20 times faster than mine? Although we are going to see the Ignite, me stand in front of the ulti, as we're going to see Ezreal now going in after the Nunu, missing his Q by that much, as I'm going to attempt to stay alive long enough so Ez can do damage. I do disengage, as Ez will lose to the... Well, will not lose, but we'll leave those two quite low under their tower. And with a wasted ulti, gotta remember, keep that ulti, he did lose a quick or easy double kill, as we will see nothing come from that fight down bottom. Although, right here, we will see Hemophage going out right on Garen and doing quite a bit of damage. There's the Garen ulti onto the Vlad, but the Vlad will get away. But the Ignite will be enough to take out the Vladimir for a 1v1 up top. Going back to directed camera, we are going to see Trundle deep in our jungle, and I actually did see him on his way here. So it is a 2-on-1, and Ezreal decides to miss his Q again. I'm going to ult in there and get this slow. So Ezreal will want to turn. Ezreal does not turn. I am forced to return. I'm going to finally go to waste my flash. There is Nami being unviable. I mean, okay, let's watch this, shall we? So there's Ez missing his Q again. There's my ulti, okay? It was good. It was used defensively. Now we're going to see me attempting to get away from here, Ez ult being up again. Now, watch this. Ready? I activate that. And nope. It took too long in the air, even though it had to do that perfect arc before it could land. Last time I checked, like, if you don't throw water with a lot of force, it's going to fall faster if you throw it with a lot of force. I might be wrong, and physics might not apply, especially in this game where little girls can fire giant teddy bears or summon them on top of people and just like make them explode in fire. But, you know, I'd really like to see that changed, because that would make her so much better. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a grief video, but that's really one of my biggest issues with Nami. We're going to see Nunu getting in here completely melted, Ez just jumping on top and getting shut down by the Ashe. Me not doing my job, walking back to lane. But the Annie is going to do Annie's job and make sure your health bar turns red, her favorite color. Because fire. So we're actually going to see the Shyvana in now here, stealing the buff, not really giving a crap. I think she's AFK at this point. There's the smite, and now she's just going to kind of ult over and walk away. As a Trundle ult, he does do quite a bit of damage. Now she's trying to lure toward Annie. They have no sight in that bush, because I do have the pink ward. They're going to all regroup, and I think they're going to take Dragon. So, this Garen. I don't know what to think about this Garen. I mean, he's bad, But is he bad bad? Or is he horrible bad? I mean, okay, move 3 boots. I see that being viable. Maybe. Also, Trundle the troll attempting to come in here and do something. There's going to be the knock-up, and going to do quite a bit of damage between the two of us. There's my exhaust going out for us to hopefully get an escape here. I'm going to try and save Shyvana by staying in between the two and purposely misclicking. And I realize that Elise is here, and she's not getting away from that. Ezreal's going to be up there and do quite a bit of damage, but not enough to actually get Elise to back off. And now they will all go after Ezreal, leaving me low under turret. And now it's going to be a 4 on Ez. Double kill for the Elise, as the Annie will be here to clean up. My ulti magically misses because her wind-up time is ridiculous. And now we're going to go after the Nunu for a double kill. Now we're going to see Ashe over here. But doesn't matter, if I would activate my ulti from here, she would already be way too far gone. I mean, seriously. If I were to... Yeah, not much is happening there. If I were to activate from here to here, we have the wind-up and throw, right? So it'd be like wind-up, throw... Just going to change cameras. Throw, and it'd be getting about here to here and it end, right? So Ashe is walking here. There's the wind-up and then the throw. So it is now starting right over here. And now she'd be rounding the corner and it would be ending right here. So it's not fast enough to catch somebody at right here. 370 move speed. That really is ridiculous. Now, Garen essentially losing his lane now to the Vladimir, which is something I could easily have told you. Although we are going to see the Annie getting caught out by the troll and nuking him. But the Garen's going to come in. There's the Hemophage after the ulti from the Garen. Now we will see the Garen attempt to escape, and Demacia all the damage from Hemophage to make it so it does not kill him. Although the Vladimir is going to come in and do quite a bit of damage. Now they're going to try and turn on Garen before he can return. Will they manage to? No, they will not. He is gone. As Elise is on her way up. This is more interesting. Elise is on her way up, lands a snare, but Vladimir does get the transfusion. Now he's going to run away and go towards Shyvana. Shyvana's going to ult in there, miss the knockup, as we're going to see the Elise go up and grapple. Now the pool, perfectly timed by the Vladimir, will allow him enough time to actually do what he needs to do and come back in for the finishing blow with the Shyvana. Now Shyvana's going to be in here, give a killing spree to the... or give a kill to the Garen. Now Garen's going to go after the Vladimir. Vladimir's going to hope for Pool with 3 seconds to spare. Will he manage to get Pool out? Will he manage? No, he will not, as Garen takes one shot, turret shot. And he will actually manage to get out with little to no issues. Now it is back down to bottom, where Ashe has a BF sword, and Ez has the makings of a Triforce. Close enough. He didn't rush his phage. What? What? Okay. I don't want to actually lose my mind in this one. We're going to see Annie actually going in here and attempting to nuke the Garen. Does she have her flash up? The little demon girl does not, so Garen will get away with little to no health. As we're going to see them attempt to poke even more, and Ashe is going to rip through our forces. I said Ashe is going to rip through the forces. She's actually she doesn't spec her slow shot, although she does have Nunu. I wouldn't really spec it either. And more farm is going to make her more viable late game. Now actually, let's pull this menu up and see how farm's going. Top lane, Garen is behind by roughly 200. And we are going to see mid lane, Annie ahead by a staggering 1,200 gold. Ezreal, oh hold on, gonna have to back this up and close this. We'll get to Ezreal and everyone else's gold in a second. So we're going to see me put a ward in there just to get some more vision, because I hate that Nunu snowballs. I try to stay away the best I can. So we're going to see Nunu get in between both of us, start his ulti, activate my ulti, where they're not moving to actually get the ground on them. We're going to see Ez retaliate with his ulti, and we're going to go in after I do land a successful Q and a exhaust. Now Ashe is going to flash in and get the kill. I will not let Ashe leave with a basic. And now we're going to see Nunu attempt to kill me, and Shyvana not even understanding that we need help, although I do think she was she was not low at this time. She should have went down there and attempted to help us, as Elise is going to do what the jungler should do, and actually come down and finish the fight, because I don't think I'm going to be able to survive this. Although, yet again, Ez is ahead of Ashe by roughly 1,000 gold. Here's me getting nuked by her. Wait, there's the flash to dodge the snare. And getting away from the Elise with little to no issues. So anyway, Ash is behind by 1,000 gold from the Ezreal. I'm ahead of the Nunu by 1,000 gold. And Shyvana is ahead. Pretty much we're all ahead by 1,000 gold, except Top. Top is really the closest at like 100. Although there is a nice sized fight going on over here, so I'm going to back up and we're going to see this. So we're going to see Shyvana actually coming in and initiating the fight, as we are going to see the Hemophage going down and landing on both targets. Shyvana will go in after the Troll and hopefully getting the kill, as they are going to start focusing Vladimir. There's the ulti and a basic from the Trundle to get the kill. Now Ezreal's here, and that is the shutdown on the Garen from a Shyvana. Fire Breath? That's a Q, right? Nope. E. Okay, so Shyvana E. That's a thing. Now, how come Nunu has less gold than I do? Well, let's see what he's building, shall we? 1 gold over 5 and a Kindle. Okay. Doesn't use that much AP, and his ratios aren't that ridiculous. I mean, his ulti, his ratios are only... I think it's 125 to 150? Yeah, that's something. I'm pretty sure it's something. That's some ratios. But, yeah. I have these 2 gold over 5s, plus the masteries. Did they even have those anymore? I'm not sure. No, they took those out. I have the runes for gold over 4, plus these 2, so I'm getting an extra... Well, I'm getting an extra 12 gold every 4 seconds. Divide that. I'm getting roughly 4 gold a second if you do watch this. We should see that, right? Well, there's a jump. Yeah, I'm getting roughly 4 gold a second, which is great. And that's obviously putting in an extra gold for the safety of the global gold. Okay, so what are we going to see here? We're going to see Ez and the really low Ash. He's going to walk past turret with only 3 minions, so he doesn't have that much protection. There he is, getting stunned under turret, getting ulted under turret, and attempting for the kill. He does manage to get the kill, as I'm out here warding. He couldn't have waited a little bit longer for a ward. I mean, yes, he did manage to do that, but he gave them an extra 150 gold to Nunu. And we're going to see my ultimate come through here and miss entirely. Now, if you actually see my vision, I'm actually going to focus it on me. We're going to see my vision, and we're going to see him go in there. So I'm like, okay, he's probably walking through this area. Alt. Nope. He is too fast walking through that area. Yet again, I will back up one more time and try and explain what I was thinking. So, he is now here, and now we lost vision. I'm ulting here because that's right in his path. He managed to walk away from that. That ulti moves too slow. It needs a speed buff. Bring it back to when she was originally released on the beta. That would be so much better. It had about the snowball speed that Nunu just threw. It was so much more viable. I mean, you could use it offensively, defensively, and really. Anyway, Annie's getting nuked. Enough said. Although they are going to all focus Annie, as they will manage to die because they are focusing the squishy one. As Garen's going to go back there, land a Q, but lose his life in the process. Now we're going to see everyone collapsing in on her. We've seen her making a break for it, so we decided to go after the Nunu. Hemophage now kicking in and landing him under 100 health, but the slow going in and hitting just the Vladimir as the Shyvana's on her way through. Will she manage to get the kill? No, she will not. Rage has ended. Hoping that that will land and do something. Will end. But we're going to see Elise down here having problems with Ezreal as she's going to grapple up, go to a minion, and he's going to miss a basic. What? Miss a basic. What? There we go. How does he miss a basic? I will never know. So yeah, let's look at some of those late game builds, shall we? And by late game, I mean 21 minutes in a game that's completely one-sided. So, we're going to see 2 caps on our APs. That's great, and it looks like Vlad's going for the Hextech Revolver. And we're going to see the Annie with a Mage Eyes because she's Annie. She knows what's up. She knows that she already has 8 stacks on that. She knows that there's nothing that can stop her unless everyone on the entire enemy team tries killing her. On Elise, we're going to see some MR in the form of an Abyssal, and what looks like she's making a Morellonomicon? Why else should she have a Cage's Lucky Pick? That's what's really interesting. Ashe rushing an Infinity Edge, which is quite interesting yet again, as she does not have the slow she did spec into the farm. Now, we're going to see me actually using some of Nami's good skills right here to buff us and get us there. I mean, literally, I'm just giving all the speed buffs to Shyvana and I, wasting all my cooldowns so we can get here. But wait, the slowest ulti on Earth! and the fact that she actually moved me out of the way. That is... okay, this is just an ulti calamity in a matter of seconds. So we're still walking up. I'll get to the builds in a second. I left off on Ezreal. So we're gonna see everything kind of just go kaput right here. There we go, channeling my ulti, letting it go. There's Annie's ulti going in. And we're going to see them all get knocked over and then knocked up from my ulti. That was great. My ulti was used good because they weren't moving. This is not a chasing ulti, it's an initiation ulti. We're going to see the grapple going up and the Ashe arrow coming in, landing on all three of us. And the Nunu ulti starts with a quick kill from the Ezreal. Now Garen is spinning away as Elise is going to attempt to run away from behind us. Ezreal already turning, going for the kill on this. Landing a basic, and the Shyvana getting the kill with a basic. As Garen is already halfway gone and Ashe is gone as well. So it is now a 3v Garen under turret. And Garen counts as 2, maybe. Not sure. There I am actually landing my Q because he wasn't moving at the start of it. So there was a complete melt on the Trundle. Trundle will not manage to come back from that, as we're going to see the Shyvana going in there. But the Garen ulti going in for the shutdown. Now me trying to escape from turret, using my heal to give myself a speed buff and heal out, as Ezreal is killing the turret. Now those two are rather low. I'm surprised Ezreal did not attempt to Q them. I think he goes in for Ashe. He does get the kill on Ashe. That is great. But yes, now his ulti is up a little bit late for that quick triple kill that could have happened. Coming out, hopefully trying to land that for the speed buff, as we are going to see us all kind of retreat to where we need to go. I'm going to be placing wards very defensively at this point, and attempting to... actually, yeah. These are offensive wards. So I've got a couple ward locations I'd like to really share with people, because a lot of people don't know how to ward. With the new Sightstone, you only have 3 wards. And I feel that you don't need to ward this Baron unless it's a specialized ward. So what I mean by this is, depends on your situation. If these turrets are still up in both top and mid lane, you're going to want to put your wards here, in this bush, and a dragon. That's really good for laning, especially if you have bush domination. If you don't, put one here, and put one in whatever bush you need to. And then stand in the other one. Now, as soon as your turrets are down, you're going to want to put one in their tri-bush, dragon, and then you're going to want to put one over here by blue buff. Now, if you're defensive, you're going to want to put one at dragon. You're going to want to put one right on this daisy. Right on this little daisy. Or flower. You want to put one there and there. That gives you quite a bit of this little pike, like little turnpike type deal. And then you're going to put one right here. This seems interesting, but a lot of traffic actually flows through here later on games where they want your jungle. Now, if it's a kind of a medium game, I always suggest putting one right here, dragon, and then for your own discrepancy, if you want to go offensive, put one right here, defensive, put one right here. I'll cover the offensive warding in a second because there is a fight about to break out. So what are we going to see besides Shyvana glitching out? Well, we're going to see them attempting to poke us, and Garen. Where is Garen? Garen out there with Nunu. But we're going to see the Shyvana ulti going straight in, and we're going to see quite a good initiation. Now me hesitant to use my ulti and actually backing up to not take much damage from the Nunu ulti. There's Ez on his way in to help as everything kind of just dies, and we're going to see Vlad and Shai go down as Ezreal is going to be late to the party. Now me giving the speed buff to Ez, hoping he can land a basic for an easy kill. We will not see said easy kill as Ashe will attempt to run away. But Ashe did walk by my ward. Annie is on her way. Annie does get a small glimpse of Ashe at this point, and she is now after her. Ashe has no idea, and now Ashe sees her and hopes that she won't look in the bush. Now she does. Turns around, there's a Q and a Tibber. Okay, so offensive warding. There's many different ways to do it. I prefer blue, walk bush, and either here, or if you're really gutsy, right in pass bush. I have my own names for these, so if they don't sound familiar, it's probably because they're not. So, pass bush, walk bush, and blue bush. Now, occasionally, when I'm playing a more aggressive top, or our top is still losing, I'll put a ward right here in red bush to get vision over this area, right here in pass bush, and then either walk bush, which is more so viable if our bottom lane's already fed, and then I'll leave blue bush unprotected and unwarded. We're actually going to see them looking around for something and really not managing to do anything. I see them with well, I'm actually the one pinging for his life right now to get him to safety. So yeah, my wards actually did all expire, and that is that. Although Elise is going to go in and hope for an Annie, but she will not, as she boosts that for the extra speed. There's the exhaust from the Shyvana, and the Shyvana will actually not manage to stay with the Elise for very long. Although the Ez ulti is going to come through, rip through the Nunu, as we're going to see the Vladimir running for his life from the two targets we warned him about. He is now staying in pretty good reach of everything. There's Annie going in, nuking. There is the pool. There's my ulti, missing. Well, I apparently hit him, but it was missing, essentially, a standing target. Now, I mean, the range on this thing is amazing, don't get me wrong, but literally, watch this, ready? So they're going to be walking away. I'm channeling. It takes that long for that much of his health to disappear to actually travel there. That is ridiculous. Riot needs to fix those two things on her and then just leave her be. She's great right now. A little bit overpowered if you actually give those back to her. We're actually going to go in on a pretty good gank here, although it's going to turn into a 3v3, into a 3v4 really quick, as we're going to see me activate the shields just to save Vladimir in the nick of time. Yes, that was... So watch, ready? Gonna see everything right here, Azrael dying, and we're going to see the collapse in on Vladimir as the pool happens, so he will now take quite a bit of damage, with my shield actually saving him, and soaking up roughly 200 damage, and managing to get him to safety, as we are going to want to take Baron, said the Shyvana. Although Ashe is now gone, I am placing my wards in Baron location. So I know we just had a team fight. There's not many of them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very aggressive with my wards. I'm going to put one in Walk Bush, or sorry, Pass Bush. I'm going to put one in Top Try. I'm going to put one in Baron Bush. And, well, I'm chewing Baron Watchtower. Baron Bush. So normally I'd actually like to put this one right here, but I was in a rush, so I missed. So I kind of have this black spot right here. But you'll see we actually have full vision over where they are, except for that little area, which is kind of, if they're not there, and the minions don't see them, well, where'd they go? Vladimir did not be quick enough, so he is going to be left alone. I didn't feel like going back for him. No one on our team really did, so he's gonna die. He's just gonna hope that he doesn't. We decide, oh wait, he might actually live, and decide to go back. As we all do have Baron buff, we will now collapse in. There's the Ez flash away. There's the nuke from the Annie. As we will see the Ashe attempting to do some damage, and now them turning and getting a triple kill for nothing, except the Vladimir. Now with the kills 40-25, the gold difference more than 13, almost 14k, at 30 minutes, 16 kills difference yet again. They have not surrendered yet, and we're still looking at quite a little bit left. And I never got back to item builds, I am sorry. So what will we see now that we've gotten to late game, essentially, because the builds are actually stacking up. Excuse me. I actually have more gold than most of their team. Oh, right here's what I was talking about. It wasn't a Graves. I mean, yeah, it's Garen and all, but seriously, that ulti should hit him. So let's try and get as much UI gone as possible. So we're going to see Garen's speed at 406, right? Okay, so I'm going to aim it right through here to try and hit him. His move speed buffed to 500, and he managed to actually walk away from that. That shouldn't have happened. What should have really happened with that spell is, yet again, Annie flipping out. So what should happen? No channel time. This should have already been over here. Oh, I should actually... Okay, sorry guys, one more time, so I can actually show you how far and close this was. Also, if you're wondering what those little sparkling things are on the ground, that's a glitch. You should have seen it in a normal game. Okay, so what can we do? Cut out the channel time. If I cut out the channel time, it would have already been over here. Well, it would have already been over here when he was over here. That would have just cut out the channel time and increased the move speed, or both. I mean, he got away, and that was 100 and something second alt that I now have. Now I don't have. Okay, so we're really going to get to the late game, and I'm going to pull up the items so you can see. Garen building all health, and I think going right into a Leviathan, because why not? And our Vladimir building more penetration, and didn't build the Hex Tech like I predicted, which is quite interesting. Excuse me. It is really quite late right now. So, actually, how many snacks does Annie have in this? I'm actually trying to stay alive right here, and just baiting right now. This is the worst bait I've ever seen. I mean, these guys... I'm going to pause it for a second. There we go. Pause, drop this. Okay, so I essentially stood out here, was going to ward again, but then I realized that my team is dangerously close, and this looks like a 2-on-1. So what I do is let's hit play, and slow it down a little bit. Slow it down. You're going to see me actually just bait Trundle into here, and now the SQ is going to come in, and he's actually going to back off after Ez gets here, and it quickly turns into a 4-on-3. Now me actually using my flash after they're all there, we're going to see Ez going in and getting an easy kill, and we're going to see now a 3-on-3 happen, as Ez is going to focus the dragon instead of anyone else in the fight, as Vladimir has us going. There's the shield going out to mitigate any damage that will be caused, as now backing out, and the Elise Spider's getting the kill, although Garen is now gone, and we are going to see the Elise now attempt to escape, although she really won't. Yep. So, yeah, that's close to that. Ashe out in the middle of nowhere. Ez is hot on her trail, which is really what's interesting. So she's sitting in Baron right now, backing. And does Ez see her? What? You can't see in Baron Pit from there? Wow, that's actually pretty smart. She's already gone, isn't she? Yeah. So we're going to take out the turret. I'm going to fast forward a little bit of this because there's no real team fighting anymore, except the ulti that completely misses for no good reason. I mean, yes, you can blame me for not being good with her, but seriously, there's got to be something changed in that ulti. Okay. Now it's fast forwarding roughly 2 minutes and making everyone's life a little bit easier because I don't want to actually commentate over nothing because there's nothing to talk about. I figured this game would be a little more action-packed as I did get into some statistics. Now, we're going to see my ult actually work here because they're being aggressive, and we're going to see essentially the fall-in on the top area. Okay, this is a game where I have to actually slow down, or kill fast. Okay, so what are we going to see here? We're going to see Garen a little bit in, me getting in position for this ultimate. Now there's the channel, and the ultimate now starts and goes through. There's Hemophage hitting only 2 of the targets, and we're going to see the Annie-ulti come in and miss everyone. There's a knockup by me, doing quite a bit of damage, and the Vladimir focusing the Elise. Now, with the Nunu melting under the pressure of Ezreal, we're going to see the Ashe ulti come in and me take it, as Vlad does get stunned and hits the kill with the Hemophage, as the Ezreal does get a kill down bot with a couple basics to the Trundle and the Nunu. Now the ults did come in from the Shyvana and managed to go and get the kill on the Ashe, and now we're going to chase after a Garen. There's me using my slow to get a little bit closer to Garen, and using the shield in that fight to essentially help us with any extra damage, and me just soaking some turret shots up because we have no minions besides our super minion, which I didn't see at the time. So there's the melt on the Garen. Garen will get away with his speed buff as the anti-stun will go in, and Tibbers will take quite a bit of damage. So that's that. Now Garen's going to attempt to come out here and actually get a kill, as I'm going to attempt to save Annie at all times and give her a speed buff to get away, and manage to land the knockup on Garen by trailing about like 4 Teemos away from where Garen was standing. It was ridiculous. So, if you enjoyed the content provided... Wait, no, that's way too normal. Okay, guys, since I have gotten YouTube money, I decided to spend more of it. Yes, more of it. I'm on a spending spree. So, what I did was, did this. If you like and comment this video, also you have to be subscribed, you will win you will win a chance for $10 of RP. The RP cards do not work in any other district other than NA, but if you are not in NA, I will use my PayPal and I will send you your regional equivalent, so you will be able to purchase $10 of RP. So, with all that said, if you enjoyed the content provided, leave a like. If you want to stay current, subscribe, and I will talk to you all later.